With coronavirus cases once again spiking all over the country, threatening to shut us down once again, which we should have been shut down for a while. But uh, now we have Fox News hosts that are doing some damage control and trying to get Donald Trump to wear a mask. Take a look.
People are saying, I wish the president would put on a mask every once in a while, just because it would make him look as if he's taking it seriously and is listening to the CDC, because they've made it very clear, and I know he's tested all the time. But the masks work. And I think that if the president wore one, it would just set a good example. He'd be a good role model. I don't see any downside to the president wearing a mask in public. Sure. And I think by wearing masks, you can keep the economy open, and closing things are the last thing anybody wants to do. MAGA should now stand for masks are great again. Let me give you some marketing advice right there.
All right. So that was Steve Doocy trying really hard. Talking to Ronna McDaniel or Romney or whatever, Ronna Romney McDaniel. Notice how they dropped the Romney out of that, but I brought that back in. So he's talking to her, and the reason that I cut her out is that she was just saying, the normal White House, sort of White House talking points like, oh, no, Donald Trump, he absolutely wears a mask. Oh, really? Because we have photographic evidence that he really doesn't. So, yeah. And I love how Ducey's he's trying so hard to be polite and yeah, but he really should wear a mask all the time and show that that's the right thing to do. Again, he's trying. I've never seen Steve Doocy push so hard for actually doing the right thing. It's funny. So now the question is Donald Trump going to listen? I mean, we know he's watching Fox News. We know that he's been told probably multiple times that, yes, face coverings are one of the best ways to prevent the spread of coronavirus. We know that other top Trump administration officials have worn their masks in public. But we also know that Donald Trump refuses because of stupid reasons. I mean, now that said, right? White House Press Secretary Kayleigh McEnany is going to come out and tell reporters on Monday that Trump's got, no problem with mask wearing. But says that it's a personal choice, or should be personal choice of individuals. Now, that's what she says, but what he said, and this is in a Wall Street Journal article, interview, he thinks that some people wear masks just to spite him. And that the real problem he has with masks is that people will mess around with it. Okay, but if you touch the mask or you kind of mess around with the mask a little bit, because sometimes it's uncomfortable and you might need to shift it around, well, that's still better than not wearing a mask. I mean, is that really the choice that we have here? Not wear the mask, or wear the mask even if sometimes you mess with it? I don't know. It's sort of a strange thing for him to do because he is kind of a germaphobe. So I don't know. Now, Doocy, of course, he's not the only one that's trying to get President Trump to start thinking about wearing masks. I'm going to go to Sean Hannity.
Look, anecdotally, I was in the epicenter of this. I went to my grocery store every week. Guess what? They wore masks. Nobody at my grocery store, thank God, got coronavirus. I think they work. And I said, especially if I wear a mask and it opens up baseball, concerts, NFL football, I'd rather wear the mask and go to the game to protect grandma, grandpa, mom and dad, and watch the ball game.
Hey, man, masks, they work. I'd rather wear one to protect grandma and grandpa. That's Sean Hannity. Great. What's funny is that not long ago, conservatives on Fox, like Brit Hume, for example, were making fun of people wearing masks. Now, to be fair, Sean Hannity last month had actually come out in favor of wearing masks. And so that's good. I mean, again, he's a couple months late, but ever since the end of May, he's been like, hey, look, you should probably wear a mask. And so here he is again saying we should wear masks. Now, going back though, before that, you had a lot of conservatives that were saying, hey, we should sacrifice grandma and grandpa to the economy so that we can open up. Well, I guess they finally realized, oh, yeah, no, I mean, we want to open up. And look, I agree. I would love to open up, but we've got to get control of these coronavirus numbers. So in order to do so, got to wear a mask. Now, Sean Hannity is saying, yeah, we should probably get a hold of this coronavirus thing by wearing masks so that we can open up. What have you been saying for months? I mean, look, I've been warning for a very long time on the show, since this pandemic thing started, that, hey, why don't we, wear masks? Why don't we do the social distancing? Why don't we lock down for a while until we get a hold of ourselves, until we, make sure to reduce the numbers, do the contact tracing, all that stuff. And if we don't, then we're going to end up hurting ourselves in the long run. And now look what happened. We're hurting ourselves in the long one. So what we have is gigantic spikes in the places that have opened up because people have ignored the requirements to wear a mask and have ignored physical distancing of 6 feet. And it's because these people don't care. And they might look at Donald Trump and think, well, if he's not going to wear a mask, if the president of the United States is not going to wear a mask, why should I wear a mask? And so the most frustrating thing, though, about this is, again, we warn them, wear a mask. Wear a mask. So now, of course, conservatives are continuing to try to do that, to get other conservatives and Trump to wear a mask. In fact, Dick Cheney, right? Dick Cheney comes out and says, wear a mask. Look, I always thought he wore a mask, that breathing Vader apparatus. Oh, wait, no, that actually is Darth Vader. Sorry, I get them confused sometimes. But anyway, I know I shouldn't get them confused because at least Vader had redemption, whereas Dick Cheney, no redemption. Now, there's more Republicans. This is Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell saying we must have no stigma, none, about wearing masks when we leave our homes and come near other people. Wearing simple face coverings is not about protecting ourselves. It is about protecting everyone we encounter. Again, he's right, and that's the rub. Conservative voters, they don't care about other people. That's why they're not wearing the masks. They're like, protect other people? Oh, who cares? No, I don't really care about protecting other people. I don't want to be inconvenienced in the slightest by having to wear a mask. They only care about their freedom, right? Not only that, but they justify this with all this sort of fake news and misinformation, the things like, ridiculous videos, YouTube videos that are like, oh no, this is not a pandemic, it's a plandemic, and it's not real, and it's something about 5G towers and all that stuff. No, it's all ridiculous. It's garbage. It's debunked by doctors and experts. But again, these people don't care. But what they do care is about Daddy Trump, right? And so I'm not saying that if Trump were to put on a mask and say masks are great, that all of those same people are going to fall in line. No, but if you get most of them to do so, well, at least that's going to help. And I don't understand how Donald Trump has missed this gigantic marketing opportunity. Put MAGA on masks. Again, it shouldn't take a genius like Steve Doocy, and I say that ironically, to come up and say, hey, I got a marketing idea. Why not put masks are great again on your mask? MAGA. Yeah, I think we thought of that like 2 months ago. Little late to the party. But maybe it would help. Branding. Wear a MAGA mask and they'll fall all over themselves to buy one from your campaign. I don't understand how they did not think of that whatsoever. But again, it goes back to Donald Trump and the fact that he thinks that people are literally wearing masks to spite him, and that only weak people wear masks, right? And that you're not strong unless you're willing to die for the economy without a mask. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Now, let me get one more quote here from Lamar Alexander, right? So now, Lamar Alexander is the Senate Health Committee chairman, and he points out the problem is that it's political. Quote, unfortunately, the simple life-saving practice has become part of a political debate that says if you're for Trump, you don't wear a mask. If you're against Trump, you do. That is why I suggested the president should occasionally wear a mask, even though there are not many occasions when it is necessary for him to do so. The president has millions of admirers. They would follow his lead. Well, again, I don't know how much of an effect it's going to have, but if you were to do so, that would at least be a good thing. If you can get some of these people to wear a mask. But that's, of course, no guarantee that Donald Trump is going to do it, because if there is no immediate benefit for Donald Trump, then it's very likely he's not even going to consider it. Hey guys, hopefully you enjoyed that free video. Now I'm going to have to ask you a favor. Between the demonetization and the YouTube algorithm messing around with view counts, etc., we're having a hard time adjusting to the new YouTube reality, which is where you guys come in. See, we have a Patreon, patreon.com/TYTNation, set up to help us rely on you guys, the viewers, instead of big corporate ads. Look, you know the show. You know I'm not in favor of big corporations anyway. So help us transition away from relying on the ad model to pay the bills and sign up to be a patron, patreon.com/TYTNation. That goes a long way to help us keep the lights on. And you guys will know that you're supporting independent, progressive media.